Welcome, everybody. Today we're talking with Chris Routier, a member and elder here at Parrington Presbyterian Church. Chris, you have had a pretty incredible journey coming to PPC. Would you tell us a little bit about your experiences growing up?
Sure, be happy to. My experience growing up with church of any kind was wedding, funeral. That was it. And just the fact that I was not going to be allowed to attend church, religion wasn't a part of my life growing up. Mom went to Catholic school, my siblings made communion, but when it came to me, for whatever reason at the time I didn't know, we didn't attend. I found out years later it was because of a drug habit that had developed with my dad. We had moved to Henrietta. Dad wasn't working, he was medically retired. I don't know how I got introduced to it. It doesn't really matter, but he got into the drugs. Marijuana had always been around, but the harder stuff showed up. And he wasn't going to allow the church to dip into what he saw as his money and, possibly expose what he was doing. So I wasn't allowed to go. So that was my church experience. I always wanted to attend, had friends who attended. I think back to I was 8th or 9th grade and I got invited to a roller skating party that was at a church. I asked if I could go. It was a Friday night. Yep, no problem. My buddy's gonna come pick me up. Where is it? Oh, it's at his church. No, you can't go. And then I had to call him up and say, oh, sorry, something came up, I can't go. It was that serious. So I eventually just quit trying to find my way and went on to live my life and became an alcoholic, struggled with that. Don't think I was the best father I could have been. My son tells me different, but I think he's just being nice. But now, just before I turned 41, I realized that I don't need the beer anymore. I was going through way too much. It was running my life. So I was finally able to quit. Flash forward a few years, I met Karen Braun. She's been a longtime member here. I asked her one day if I could come with her. She said, obviously, of course, but she also made it very clear that our relationship wasn't dependent on me coming to church. But I wanted to come, I was looking forward to it, was all excited, picking out outfits. I didn't know what to wear. It was crazy. But we came in, the first person I met was Paul Gerard. Paul welcomed me to the church with that big infectious smile of his, and it set the right tone. I met a few people, everybody was incredibly nice. The service was wonderful. We're walking out, everybody saying goodbye, nice to meet you. There wasn't any, when are we coming back, we'll see you again, right? None of that pressure. It was like going to a really good friend's house who doesn't expect anything out of you. Welcome, come on in, see you later. It was fantastic, and it's exactly what I needed. I knew that I was where I wanted to be.
So now, Chris, you give a lot of time and service to PPC. What inspires you to do that? How does that make you feel?
It makes me feel fantastic to give. It's, I wish I had the resources to just stroke a big check and pay off some bills and help the church in that way, but I do not. But what I do have is the talent to help take care of the house, and that's how I give. I'm very happy to do it. I enjoy it. I love being here. Just pulling into the parking lot, walking in here, it's a relief. It just feels good. And for those of us that do it on a regular basis, you know exactly what I mean. And I'm very, very happy to help take care of the building. Come down in the evening a lot of times when the building's empty, I can get some work done. It's fantastic. I love it. I love being here. And I love being around other people. They say that you can't pick your family, and biologically that's true. Obviously you can't. But I have chosen this family. And luckily for me, over the last 5 years, this family has chosen me back. And I'm very happy to be a part of that.
We're so happy you're a part of that too, Chris, and absolutely, we do choose you back and are so glad to have you part of this PPC family. Thanks so much for sharing with us today.
You're welcome.